Hello lovely people, welcome to our weekly reading for the week of the 4th of September. Start of a new month, and we are not long past a full moon. So very excited to see what this week has to show us. Let's see. Okay, let's have a look. So we have the moon, nice major arcana there. We have the Four of Wands, minor arcana, and we have the Six of Wands. So we have two minor arcanas here, and we have a major arcana. And the minor arcana that we have going on for us this week is very much about passion, enthusiasm. It's a very physical energy, if you like. This is very much... These are cards of doing, at least that's how I would look at them. So let's see what's underneath the doing. Right, so we're looking at the moon, and the moon symbolizes our instincts and our unconscious emotions. So these are deep undercurrents that can alter our perception of the world around us. And so I'm kind of talking here about habitual, what's going on in a habitual sort of way. So we would be looking at, say, habitual negative emotions. And if you're experiencing kind of habitual negative emotions, then this is going to alter your perception of the world around you. So you're going to see evidence of negativity. And it's the same if you have got lots of positive energy going on, you will be seeing a world full of joy. So this is what happens with our unconscious, with our subconscious. So it's kind of like as within is without sort of thing. So what we feel on the inside is what we will see and possibly experience on the outside in the world around us. So when the moon comes up, this card is a reminder to check in with your unconscious moods and feelings, because, as I said, like these emotions are coloring your perception and, this of what you're seeing in front of you and all around you, for instance. Now, if we look at the sort of characters in this card, we're looking at the wolf. And the wolf represents our primitive, instinctual side of our nature. And the dog is a domesticated animal. And this is about representing our civilized self, if you like. But if you look here, this dog is also howling at the moon as well as the wolf. And so this is kind of a reminder to tell us that no matter how rational and intelligent you think you are, you will still be pulled by mysterious and irrational forces, which is kind of like, this is, if you're not massively self-aware, then you won't understand these forces. And so the moon is very much about what lies underneath, if you like. And the moon is a force of nature that tugs on your deepest instincts and emotions. So I don't know about you, but certainly for me, I find it, if there's any time in the month that I can't sleep, it's usually when there's a full moon going on. So there are lots of mysterious forces at work here. And so if we look then at the lobster that's coming out, so lobsters have hard shells and they're there to protect. However, this card is telling us that no matter what armor we have, this armor cannot contend with the moon's power. So no matter how much you wear hardened armor over your vulnerability, you will still be influenced by your habitual and sensitive nature. And this is really important, because we put an awful lot of hard work into maintaining this protection of a hard shell, if you like. And really, there is no greater strength than being aware and surrendering to your vulnerability. And surrendering to your vulnerability, it doesn't mean that you become unable to do things. It simply means that you are more accepting of yourself as a whole, and will plow through anyway. So if it's a really interesting, there's an awful lot of stuff going on here with the moon. We have this pathway that's sort of going through, and this is sort of represents that you take the time to look inwards, because this is your pathway of ascension, and the further you go, the more that will be revealed. And you're looking here at two towers on the either side. Well, the tower can represent destruction, if you like, but this path is going right through that. It's seeing its way through. It's saying that there is a way through. So when the moon card comes up, it's a time to listen to your instincts and to let them guide you. And it's very much about trusting yourself, even when something, and particularly when something doesn't feel right. So this card is about reconnecting with your wiser self. And with time and practice, your intuition, it will get stronger and it will grow sharper. And the stronger and the sharper it is, you'll find that this will guide you through any challenge. So, sometimes there is just no typical explanation for why something occurs. And that's why it's important, and it's time to tune into the signs that are around you and the undercurrents that are around you, because you do possess great depth and you just need the time to allow it to emerge, the time and effort to allow it to emerge. So this is a lovely card to have. And it's interesting now, it brings us onto the Four of Wands, because the Four of Wands is about making plans and ideas real in the physical world. So we're looking at two very physical cards here. Wands are it's a very enthusiastic suit, and Wands people, they do need to settle down in a suitable home or a work environment, and which a lot of Wands will resist doing because they have this powerful desire for freedom. Now, this card it's the Four of Wands, and basically the four represent efforts towards realistic goals. And the Wands for requires discipline over personal passion to ensure that you don't leave before completing a project. And so the Wands, it's very much about needing discipline to kind of to curb that passion, or without extinguishing it, but it's just to follow that passion. You need discipline to follow that passion through. And as I'm going to keep repeating here about Wands, they're physical. So we might be looking at, with this card, we might be looking at a physical move towards fresh opportunities. And whatever it is, a decision needs to be rapidly made because it's a Wands card. Wands make decisions quickly. And passion tends to triumph over planning. So, so it's more important for them to achieve a goal immediately than smoothly. So it's only later, with maturity, do Wands people kind of like to look back at the consequences of their actions, previous actions, before taking physical steps towards the next objective. So I love the Wands suit. Actually, I can kind of identify a lot with this suit, and so the Four of Wands, it indicates a community benefit, and this benefit is kind of for prosperous times. You know, looks like there's celebrations going on here. It's a happy card, and it's very much about connecting with others. So we're looking at kind of like celebrating rites of passage, maybe. You know, the importance really of marking even small achievements. So the Four of Wands, it is reminding us, and very much here to remind you, that having fun is good, because it'll help you to remain balanced. Now, we all know, like, there's no substitute for having a good laugh with friends, having fun, or taking time out to read, or just doing what makes you feel good. Because really and truly, the Wands kind of attitude is, if, you know, why do today what you can do tomorrow? And there are lots of ways in which that is a good positive attitude to have, because it's if your friends are around today, make use of that, because they won't be around tomorrow. They'll be busy working. So have that party, have that celebration, and whatever you need to do, it'll still be there for you tomorrow to do it. So this card is very much about connecting, and especially in a way, because once people can be quite self-absorbed, because often they're competing with others. So also, this is a card that's kind of a reminder that enlisting the help of others to achieve goals, so, you know, having that collaborative approach, if the vision is shared, it's beneficial for everyone. So the Fours emphasize stability. It's because we're looking at wands here, it's usually physical, it's a permanency. So it could be if maybe a house move that maybe needs refurbishing, or a solid kind of successful outcome in relation to projects. Now this then brings us on to the Six of Wands, and we're looking at a scene of also of celebration here, but in a little bit of a different way. And we're looking at stability. So the Six is kind of like a rest stop, because after the Four comes the Five, and fives tend to be a little bit about chaos. But the Six then is usually that kind of a rest stop after change and after the chaos of the Fives. So and the Six is kind of, it indicates harnessing personal energy and focus and enthusiasm to pursue whatever your desired goal is. And it does indicate a successful outcome. We're very much looking at a successful card here. So this card is about fulfilling goals. And the success is due in part to the innate confidence and enthusiasm that Wands people usually possess. So the Six of Wands, that you can see here that this success, the goal has been reached. There's been a job secured, or a home has been successfully purchased. And it's letting you know that by harnessing your focus and enthusiasm and personal energies, that this is what brings success. So, you know, once people, they have this passion, but they're not great at planning, and they're not that keen on discipline. But this card is saying, well, you know, if you want to have this success, then you need to apply discipline and planning to have this success. And also, the thing is as well, is that your enthusiasm, one's enthusiasm, tends to inspire others, and it'll inspire others to help push something through so that everybody benefits. And so this is a combination of passion and discipline and vision to see what's possible. So this card is telling you to embrace your talents and to display them unapologetically. And the best way to improve your life is to love yourself fully. And this includes loving the gifts that you bring. So, I mean, this guy is looking he's looking quietly pleased with himself, isn't he? And, you know, this is a very, very confident kind of stance. He's above everybody, which means that he has achieved, with the help of other people, with this collaboration, if you like, a collaborative approach with others. And but you have to love yourself to have that enthusiasm. And it's really important that you validate your abilities rather than diminish them or belittle them. And you know, I hear a lot of people put themselves down and they say, oh, I'm not really very good at that. Or, oh, well, who on earth would want to know that? Or I haven't really got anything to give. So this card is telling you that, you know, knock that out, basically. You know, embrace your talents and display them. And in particularly, don't apologize for displaying them. So, you know, don't diminish your abilities and don't belittle your talents. Make sure you're getting compensated properly for the work that you do. If you're not getting compensated properly, then ask yourself why. Is it because you need to have a raise and you haven't asked for it? Is it because you're working for yourself and you don't really believe in what it is that you're doing, so therefore you don't believe that you can command the right exchange, if you like, for that? This kind of brings us a little bit back to the moon here, because the moon is about what lies underneath, what your deep perceptions are, and how your perceptions of the world around you are going to make a difference as to, you know, between these two cards, if you like. So this guy here, I mean, he's not being arrogant, but he's definitely comfortable with his self-confidence. And I would say what he's doing, and this would be my advice to you, is he is owning what makes him him. And this is what you need to do. You need to own who you are. And don't be afraid to stand out. And don't be afraid to put on a show. Because in fairness, most people actually love a show. And the better the show, the more they love it. So don't put on a mediocre show. Put on a great show. And don't allow other people's jealousy and envy make you hide your gifts or make you even doubt your gifts. It's kind of important to recognize sort of what's happening here. Is somebody giving you constructive advice, or are they giving you actually destructive advice because of how they feel about themselves? So if you follow your passion and you love every moment of it, then you won't mind at all what other people think. So I'm going to ask you, if you know, like, do you feel worthy enough to reveal the real you here? Because this card, the Six of Wands, is encouraging you to fully embrace your talents and your abilities and worth. And when you do that, you will attract other people like you. You will attract other people that are comfortable in their own skin. So these are the cards of doing, and the energy behind these cards is the energy of enthusiasm. and passion, and creativity. But you need to examine what's happening inside of you, because if inside of you have a lot of negative emotions, then it's going to be very hard to harness that creativity and passion, and at the same time to focus on planning and discipline. Or sometimes you might over focus on planning and discipline because you are afraid to unleash your passion. So which one of these are you? And I think this is a really interesting set of cards, and I'm going to leave you with them for this week. And so if it resonates with you, do leave me a comment below, and you can subscribe to this channel to be notified for the next reading. If you would like to know more, you can book a private reading with me. You'll find my email address in the description of the video. So lovely people, I'm going to love you and leave you and wish you the best week.